Welcome in to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. I'm David Simpson. We're here on the field of Bill Morris Stadium, where the Blue Devils have just finished up their Monday afternoon practice in preparation for another big region game on the road at St. Clair County. First, before we talk about St. Clair, we're going to talk about last Friday night's big win over Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Coach, big win for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yep, it was. We got over the hangover from the week before, disappointing loss, but I was really proud of the guys. We had a really good week of practice. We came into it with the mindset of just being physical and establishing the run game, and then also stopping the run, which they did very well, in the 2 games prior. So I was really proud of the team. I thought it was a complimentary win, and on to the next one.
So Friday night with your offense, seems like you got a rhythm. Your veteran O-line got that, started opening up holes for your 1-2 punch in LeCamber, Meadows, and Bravis.
Yeah.
Man, I know you got to be tickled to death over that.
Yeah, our big thing right now is just keeping tread on the tires. A lot of high schools have, one back that's their guy, and they're running 20, 25, 30 carries a game, and it's hard to sustain that for 10 games and then the playoffs as well. So we're able to keep these guys pretty fresh. I think around 12 and 15 carries has been the most they've each gotten a game, and so both of them come to me fourth quarter after the game like, Coach, I'm ready to go. I want more, and that's what I want. And it's a long game for us, and so we're going to continue to use them like that. And but man, I am excited and proud of our line. Thought they did a great job. They had a heavy box. They always had one more guy than we had for blockers, and we found a way to get a hat on hat and make a guy miss or just run past them. And so I was really proud of the run game.
So Charlie had a good night Friday night. So throwing the deep ball, do you think that kind of opened up the run game some?
For them, it probably didn't affect it as much because that box didn't change much. It was going to be what it was, and for us, we knew we had to take shots. We were getting cover 0, and so that, no safety help, playing man. We felt like our receivers, could go make plays.
Right.
And that's something like we've talked about in the past. It's a chemistry, rhythm thing. And, even go back to last year, it took us a few games to kind of really start connecting on some of those. But we're going to keep taking shots. We're going to stay with our vertical game. And it's something that I do see us growing, and completing and doing better at. But overall, when you can lean on your run game when you need it, that's what matters.
So I know a lot of it, we had a lot of penalties Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can say pretty much everybody holds on every play, So kind of explain where a receiver blocking or a lineman blocking their hand location so they won't be called for holding.
So we only had one holding on an O lineman, and it was a hold, but it was one of those ones, like you said, it probably happens more times than not. But out on the perimeter, it is tough on those guys. There's a lot of space, and they're running up there, and they're trying to make contact, and all of a sudden the running back's just zooming by, right, either side. And so the DB's natural reaction is to turn and try to make the play. And if we're still grabbing and that ref can see that jersey, they're going to call it. Yeah. So they've been taught obviously not to hold and to let go when that point gets there. And it's a friction thing. We talk about friction with our guys. Like, when you're feeling friction, I'm good. But as soon as like that friction starts to pull away, that's when you let go. And ultimately, it just comes down to being lazy in some areas. Not all of them. Some of them are effort holdings. Like they're trying, but then some, they're not moving their feet. They're not really trying to do what they're coached to do. But at the end of the day, I think there was 4 total holdings and a couple false starts, a PI. So like it wasn't as bad as I think it felt during the game, because during the game it felt awful. Yeah. But because there was 160 yards, I think, is what we calculated called back on those 5 holdings. And because they were all not, there wasn't a holding on a 2-yard gain. It was a holding on a 50-yard gain
big play, or 40. Big explosive play.
And that's how it goes. So we got to fix that, which we will. And but I am proud of their effort. There was a time where I couldn't really get receivers to block with effort and to want to spring the running back for a long run. At least our guys care and they want to do that. So that's something we'll keep working at.
I was going to ask you too about the formation where you had Will Fisher line up. And he was wide open. Kind of, is that a new formation you were showing?
Yeah, just, this year we've been really blessed with different personnels on offense. In the past, we've just kind of used the same 11 guys. But this year we've got a multitude of packages that we run with, a true hand-in-the-dirt tight end in Caleb Ragsdale. We've got Blaze that's kind of in that Hadaway role from last year. And then we did one with Will Fisher we've been working on for a few weeks. He's a great kid, does a great job for us at linebacker, but we wanted to get kids like that on the field, and we feel like if we give them a little package, just a few plays, run game, pass game, that we could get them on the field and be productive. And that was actually a play, kind of dialed that one up. We really hadn't repped that, but that was in our arsenal, and he's smart enough, and he's a good football player. He's able to know what to do, and he made a good play.
So let's talk about your defense. You had that shutout. I believe for the first half, they only had like one first down. Mm-hmm. They played into your strength. I think we said that last week on your coach's show. Lights out for the defense.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. It was a smother in first half for sure. They were a lot of 2-back or 11 personnel with the sniffer, number 20, and they were running a lot of gap scheme and counter and our box is pretty good, and they do a good job stopping that. And what enables us to be able to do that is us playing man in the back end. If we didn't have the guys to play man, we would have to loosen the box, play some zone, because they did have some good skill at receiver, and the quarterback, he could throw it, but ultimately they had run for 400+ yards, I think, the 2 weeks before. So
492.
We knew that was going to be their thing, and I think we held them around 40 yards maybe.
One thing we noticed on the broadcast team is your speed at defense. Mm-hmm. Man, your two linebackers, the Bash brothers, are just, Marshall had 11 total tackles and Jagger had 14 total tackles Friday night. Talk about the play of what they've been doing.
They're playing really good. Those are two guys that when I took the job, they were in 8th grade, and I knew I was going to have to count on a good bit of them, Cam, Josiah. So they all came to workouts as 8th graders that spring, and then spring practice played a lot as 8th graders, and then summer, fall, got to play a good bit of special teams their freshman year. And those are two, I'm a linebacker coach, and that's my position, and that's where my heart is. And so, they get a little extra love from me, which is also known as discipline. And so I coach those two really hard, and our Coach Campbell and Coach Cromer do a phenomenal job with them. And man, they're special. They play the game the way it was intended to be played, and that's fast and physical. And that's when they invented football, to be fast and physical, and they play it that way.
Well, I know you being a defensive guy, you love to see that 0 up on the scoreboard. So congratulations on getting that 0 shutout last week. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to the Cameron Meadows and Jagger Ludolf, talk to them, and then we'll come back and discuss the upcoming game with St. Clair County. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is junior running back, Cameron Meadows. Cameron, congratulations on that big win Friday night, big region win.
Thank you.
And also congratulations on, you had 9 carries, 106 yards. You had a 63-yard pass reception. Kind of talk about Friday night's game a little bit.
It was just really a mental thing. I just had to come prepared. Cause like pregame, I just just be locked in and just do what my goal is set to do and just ball out.
So do you and Bravis feed off each other? Like when he has a big run, then you come in and relieve him, and vice versa?
Yes, sir. We just really encourage each other. That's really it. We just encourage each other, and we just try to beat each other too at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of good DNA, because I remember your dad played up here.
Yep.
Your dad Lou, and I had fun watching him play here at Moody. Got a big game coming up against St. Clair County.
Yes, sir.
It's a big rivalry. You need to talk to your dad about the rivalry.
Yes, sir.
And let him tell you thoughts about the game Friday night.
We're really going to be prepared. We're just going to come in and dominate in the run game too, like we did last week. Just really going to do the same thing, just run down the throat and then see if they can stop it. Yeah, that's pretty much all. So
the recruiting process, have you had any schools look at you, contact you?
Not really. I had probably like UNA, and Troy, I'll say. Those are the only two right now.
Keep doing what you're doing, and they'll start calling.
Yes, sir.
So a couple of off-the-cuff questions here. Your favorite class here at Moody High School?
My favorite class, I had to say Coach Biles.
What does he teach?
He teach career prep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite food?
Shrimp Alfredo.
Okay.
For sure.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
Favorite childhood memory. I'll say when I got a picture with Marshawn Lynch. Actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. How
Yes,
neat
sir.
is that? So when college is over and football's over, what's the camera going to do with his life? What's the plan?
When football's over, like
Yeah.
completely.
Completely, and you're out of football, school, and you're in the real world looking for a job. What do you want to be?
I'm gonna try to get into coaching.
Okay,
Like, be like a running back coach.
yeah,
And
good deal.
Teach the kids like my ways and like how they can be successful in life and things of that.
That's
nature.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Well, Cameron, we're praying for a healthy rest of the season. I know
Yes, sir.
big game coming up Friday. Again, ask your dad about the rivalry. He can
Yes,
tell you
sir.
some stories, but good luck Friday night against the Saints.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is junior linebacker Jagger Ludolf. Jagger, congratulations on that big win Friday night. Kind of talk
Sure.
about the Jacksonville game a little bit.
They ran the ball a lot, but our box, I think we have a really good box, and we just schemed really well and stopped it.
You had 14 total tackles on the night. For the year, you're at 45 tackles. Your speed. So when you're in a formation or your defensive assignment's called, the speed of that, you and Marshall. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, sir. Our coaches really prep us well in the week. Watch a lot of film. You can get to know where the ball is going if you watch film, and it'll help you play faster if you know what you're doing.
I hear you. Big game Friday night, big rivalry game, a big region game against St. Clair County. Thoughts about the game Friday night?
Well, they're basically the opposite of Jacksonville. Jacksonville ran the ball a lot, and St. Clair passes the ball, so it's
Yeah.
going to be a little switch up, but I think we'll be fine. We just got to watch a lot of film again, just know all their formations and stuff.
Okay. Kind of off the cuff questions here. What's your favorite class here at Moody High School?
Probably Miss Ware's class in math or Coach Easton's class,
Okay.
history.
History, there you go. What's your favorite food?
Steak for sure.
Steak, I hear you.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
I would say when my Little League team, we went down to Florida and we ended up winning this whole thing, and we were in the newspaper, and that was like a big deal for me.
In football? Was it football? Really?
Yes,
Wow,
Yes,
that's
sir.
awesome. Great. What's the plan after when football's said and done and no more football and school's all done and you're going out in the real world? What's the plans for Jagger?
I'd like to be an electrician, get my own business.
There you
Like my
go.
dad has a business, so it's something I would like to do, or maybe coaching, like Cam said, because
Okay.
I love football. So
Yeah.
maybe coaching.
Well, we enjoy watching you on Friday nights, and we're gonna pray for a healthy rest of the year, and good luck Friday night against the Saints.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Coach, this week another big region game up the road, 411, take on St. Clair County. Thoughts about the Fighting Saints?
Yeah, they're doing a really good job over there. Coach Robinson is doing a phenomenal job. They were improved last year from the year before, but they're much improved this year, even from last year. And they've got some really good skill players on both sides of the ball. And quarterback's back from last year.
He can sling it.
He gunslinger, lefty, and they do a really good job. They were off this past week, so had a chance for them to get healthy and kind of get an extra week of prep on us. So we're gonna have our hands full. But yeah, it's gonna be a really exciting game.
Have they done anything different on defense from last year to this year?
A few things. I think their secondary is better, so they've been able to do some different things in the coverage. Now for us, they played Jemison, who ran the ball every snap, similar to like an Alexandria kind of offense. And then Montgomery Catholic, they went down there and
Kudos to them for scheduling that game.
Yeah, they were in an 11 personnel set and ran the ball a good bit as well. So they really I hadn't seen any tape this year on an offense that's similar to us, so it's hard to really say that.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I know looking forward to this game Friday night. I know there's maybe a chance of rain, but we're not going to worry about that. But hopefully the Blue Devil family will travel up the road to 411. Let's pack it out at St. Clair County, and let's be loud and proud. The game will be at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased on GoFan. or you can purchase them at the game. 411 Network will broadcast around 6 p.m. We'll see everybody Friday night at St. Clair County. Go Blue Devils.